Hey there and welcome back. Today we'll be breaking down the King of Solo PvE builds. This build will allow you to solo tier 5 group dungeons. The Shadowcaller build is the most powerful solo PvE group dungeon build of them all. It is a bit more on the expensive side and isn't as safe as the Great Nature Staff. However, you will be able to clear mob packs with ease. As with any other solo build, depending on the bosses you'll come across, you might have to skip some if you're not able to solo them. However, I am more than confident that you can solo most. I do recommend that you have at least 1600 item power. I get asked a lot if you can do this with a 6.3 or 7.2 main hand, and if you are at the 1600 item power threshold, you should be fine. Now before we get into the breakdown, as always, let's go over the benefits of soloing tier 5 dungeons. The main reason I go into group dungeons is to make some serious silver. In my personal experience, I've averaged anywhere from 600,000 to 1.3 million. As we all know, loot can vary. I do have premium and apparently I have great RNG. Now you can also average about 1.2 million to 1.5 million combat fame an hour. You'll also get about 250,000 combat fame credits per hour. In addition, you'll average around 120,000 silver an hour from mobs. Last but not least, let's make sure that you're faction flagged, so you can average anywhere from 6,000 to 7,000 faction points an hour. Now let's get into the breakdown. For your chest piece and armor piece that really makes this build viable is the Hellion Jacket. You will depend heavily on the Hellion Jacket as it will be one of your main sources of healing. This jacket not only does damage but will also heal you to full. Your aura ability will be Lifesteal Aura. This aura lasts 7 seconds and deals damage to up to 5 enemies based on your own current health every second. The less health that you have, the more damage that you will do. The second perk to this ability is that you will also steal 100% of the health of the enemy that has lost. I really recommend using this when you absolutely need it. If you see yourself around 20%, go ahead and pop this to maximize its effects when it comes to damage output and incoming healing. For your passive, you will select Balanced Mind for an additional 4% damage and healing cast. Up next is your Hellion Jacket's best friend and your helmet slot. You will take Specter Hood and your first ability will be Flash of Insight. This will reset the cooldown of your armor ability, meaning your chest piece. This is very important as it will grant you 2 cooldowns of Lifesteal Aura. This is huge since it will double your damage output and incoming healing. Using both of these items will help you live through larger and harder mob packs. For your passive, you will also go with Balanced Mind for the additional damage and increased defense. Your main hand will be Shadowcaller, and for your Q you will go with Cursed Tar. Cursed Tar is great because it provides a way to spread vile curses to multiple targets. You will place a puddle on the ground that lasts 4 seconds, and every second it will apply a vile curse to any mob that stands on it. There is a small 3-second cooldown on Cursed Tar. This allows you to place many on the ground to spread the vile curse to all of your mobs. Vile curse causes 396 magical damage over 8 seconds and stacks up to 4 times. Once you have spread vile curse around with your Cursed Tar, you will use your W, which is Cursed Beam. Cursed Beam is great and deals 225 magic damage every half second for 3 seconds. On top of that, if your target has a vile curse charge, it will consume 1 every 2 ticks and deal 318 magic damage in a 4 meter radius. This is a great way to AoE down all of the mobs as it does an insane amount of damage. Now for your E, it will be Inner Shadow. You will self-cast this on yourself and deal damage to all enemies within a 5 meter radius for where you are standing. Since we will be wearing the Hellion Jacket and it falls under leather, this would be a great way to deal an additional 112 damage every half second and steal 100% of the health the enemy has lost. This is a great ability to use when falling low and pairing up with Lifesteal Aura to fully top your health bar. For your passive, go with Bane, which makes every 4th normal attack cause a demonic explosion around and deal 111 magic damage in a 5 meter radius. Your offhand will be Musiak. This offhand provides a huge damage increase and mastery modifier. However, if you feel that you're struggling with energy, you can take Eye of Secrets for an increased energy and energy regeneration. Up next, you'll have your Guardian Boots. For your F, go with Giant, as this will increase your max and current health by 100% and your movement speed by an additional 25%. If you see that your health is dropping low and you need a bit of time for your cooldowns, this is a great way to stay alive and kite your mobs around. For your passive, go with Toughness for the additional 2.5% defense. You will go with Lymhurst Cape. As I mentioned earlier, you might come across energy issues, and the last thing you want to find yourself with while fighting a horde of mobs is no energy to use your abilities. Energy Reserve will activate once you drop below 40% energy and will restore 80% of your maximum energy levels over 9 seconds. Now for your consumables, I will go with roast pork with my food. This will allow you to heal as you deal damage based on the amount of health your enemies have lost. It is also a great way to add sustain as you tank all of your mobs. I also recommend taking tier 2 or tier 4 energy potions as a backup. You might find yourself chain pulling and realize that your energy is too low, and this will keep you going. I hope you find a lot of success with this solo group dungeon build, as there is a lot of silver to be made in these safe zones. So make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Albion Online content, and we'll see you soon.